Welcome back everyone, it's Sierra Nova here, and today we're going to be talking about the Arcane League of Legends series. So Netflix recently dropped this series and I think it did a wonderful job overall with everything. At first I was slightly hesitant because I tried watching the Witcher series on Netflix, which is also based off a game, and I ended up falling off. With the Arcane series I didn't do that at all, and I'm kind of happy I was able to get out of that bias. I loved how this series made me feel for others, and I think that's very important. I feel like if you can get your audience to feel sympathetic, empathetic, and or attached towards characters, that's a pretty solid achievement, and it shows investment and great writing. A good example of where I started to feel and get attached was when we saw Powder really struggle to click with the others. Of course, Vi was her sister and was always going to take up for her, but Malo wasn't afraid to point out the error of Powder's ways. Malo felt like Powder kept messing up and jeopardizing her missions, and we as the audience could see that as well. But we can also see how hard Powder was trying to prove them wrong and prove that she was a valuable asset to the group. Literally, the harder she tried, the harder she failed. We even saw Powder having a mental breakdown after she was left behind to retrieve Vander. It not only sucks, but it is really ironic that the one time we saw one of Powder's contraptions working was when it was destructive and when it ended up taking the lives of her comrades. Powder genuinely thought she was saving her sister, but instead this night led to her taking a completely different path and eventually led to her becoming Jinx under Silco. But I can't imagine going through what Powder did as a child because it was clearly traumatizing. And even though I didn't finish the game, she kind of reminded me of Alice from Madness Returns. Another good example of me feeling for the characters would have to be with Victor. Victor really wanted to use technology to shape the world for the better, and we saw his health drastically leaving him. I think Jace started off that way too, but I feel like when he became a part of the council, he kind of lost sight of this a little bit. Or maybe it was a bit hard for Jace to prioritize them both with equal importance. I mean, maybe that's a bit harsh to say about Jace, but Jace was definitely more privileged than Victor from what I've seen so far, so I do feel like it was a bit easier for Jace to disconnect when it came to the Undercity. Now if we take a look at Victor was from the Undercity, and even as a child he struggled health-wise and he needed support with walking. And because of that and because of what Victor went through, Victor didn't have that biased viewpoint that the top city did towards the Undercity. I will also say that 9 times out of 10, we always see a portion of society living better off than another portion of society. And while it's always sad to see, I found it very realistic because there are thousands of people doing well off, and there are also thousands of people struggling just to make ends meet. And not only do they have to face society, but they have to face their situation as well. Seeing that being portrayed the way it was something I found myself enjoying about the Arcane series because it automatically made you feel for those you knew had less than everyone else. Like I said, Arcane really did a great job when it comes to making sure I was attached and I felt for the characters. I think that's what really sold me on it and really made me enjoy the series so much because it was so easy for me to get invested. Like even with Mel, when she was first introduced, I kinda didn't feel any way towards her because she was portrayed a bit calculative and a bit cold. Like I really thought she had intentions of getting close to Jace just to manipulate him, but she turned out having more depth to her character than I originally thought, so that was nice to see, as well as the backstory with her mother and why she is the way she is. This show was full of emotion and things I didn't expect, especially the cliffhanger at the end, because not gonna lie, I didn't expect that cliffhanger. But if I learned anything about life, I learned that if things are going too well, something is amiss. I mean, it was very ironic that the moment Jace finally tried to get some sort of peace going overall, Jinx basically declares war on everyone. As you can see, I have had nothing but good things to say about the series overall, and I'm definitely looking forward to season 2 if there's another one coming. Was there anything you liked or didn't like about Arcane or some of the characters? Let me know down below in the comments, please. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Sierra Nova is out.